all of you. Since this isn't an Auto First Friday, you've come just specifically for Bets's reception. Her work, as you know, is rooted deeply in the plein air tradition, which of course is painting directly out in the landscape. And there's many artists here, but it's not easy, as many of us know. Originally from the East Coast, Betts began her university education as a physics major at Denison University in Granville, Ohio, and after 2 years transferred to Cornell University, where she earned her BS in art, design, and environmental analysis from Cornell. She earned her MFA in painting and drawing from the University of Oregon, and that was in 1989. She became closely connected to the Northwest painting tradition through artist Nelson Sangren and the Oregon Coast painting retreats that helped shape her artistic path. Her teaching career includes the University of Oregon School of Journalism and then Lane Community College, where she actually founded the renowned graphic design program. I actually did that program. Thank you.
A lot of people here.
Betts lives and works on a beautiful 80-acre farm in Elmira, which is a lot of work. I mean, I can't imagine. By the way, have you canned the peaches yet? There's an inside joke. But her passion is traveling to paint landscapes around Oregon and beyond. If you look at her long resume, we have it printed out on the book there, or follow her on social media, you'll see that she not only is continually out there painting on the landscape, but she is continuously exhibiting all around the Northwest, and we're really lucky to be one of the galleries that represents her. I told her when she brought her work, I go, you are really the all-purpose. No, what did I say? Did I say all-purpose? No, what did I say? Was it the all-purpose artist or something? No, it was
all in one or
all in one, because she's just so incredibly great to work with, so organized. Her work is just stunning. And anyway, I will stop talking, but she also wanted to mention that afterwards she's very open to answering questions. So anyway, welcome, Betts Cole.
Thank you for coming. I'm just so excited. These are my babies. And this is the opening. So I'm going to sort of have these notes because I'm kind of nervous. So I think that we are forever seeking ways of revisiting what made us happy as a child. I found out early that I enjoyed being in the outdoors, tracking and observing nature. It brought me calm and focus and a place to be myself. So the motifs and the narratives of the landscapes of Oregon provide me with just that. I have spent my last 40 plus years hiking, biking, and painting Oregon's varied landscape, and in all types of weather. Oregon has it all, at least I think so. I go out to paint not just to get a painting to frame, but out to study, to learn, and get inspiration. Oregon has grasslands, high desert, mountains, valleys, waterfalls, cities, small trees, big trees. It has greens, it has browns, it has blues, and soft reds. So let's take a spin through Oregon. So let's start with this one. And this one is one that I started at Playa. I had a residency. Artists are awarded residencies. We have applications, so on and so forth. And if you're awarded one, you get room and board and a couple weeks of working in an incredible environment. And this is at Playa, which is in Summer Lake. And Summer Lake is one of the largest lakes. It's 60 miles of area in the arid area of Oregon. And a lot of times, this lake will dry. And you have white, and you have wind, and you have dust, and you have incredible skies and colors and lots of inspiring things to paint. So continuing on to French Glen, and Diamond, oops, are we good?
Yes, we're good.
Okay.
We're back to drink at that.
So Diamond and French Glen are in Harney County. And this painting here, and then there's several other paintings throughout, are of this area. I am in love with Harney County. It makes me really, really stretch. I mean, the colors are different, the forms are different, the weather is different. And I really have to study and learn every time I go, and I go every single year. It's got sagebrush, it's got cowboys, and it's got heat, and a dynamic sky. So one of my very favorite paintings that I've studied over the year is a Childe or Child Hassan painting. And he painted this painting in 1904. And it's incredible, and it's called Harney Desert Landscape. So if you have a chance, look that up. It's gorgeous, gorgeous painting. Okay, then let's go to Camas Country Mill and Schoolhouse Project. So this is a story of a local farmer, and Sue and Tom, Hunton, owned a family farm, and in 2011, they decided, seeing that 85% of Oregon's wheat was exported, that they would grow ancient grains and open a grist mill themselves. So this incredible farm opened the mill, they opened a store, they opened a bakery, and at one point they found out that this old Junction City schoolhouse was going to be razed. And they bought it and moved it to their land and restored this living piece of history. And you can now go there and pick up bread. You can go twice a month to these lunch and learn programs where they highlight a performer or a person of note that is local, and you get soup and fabulous bread. So there's that push there. So let's see, where are we going to go next? Okay, let's go to the coast.
Okay.
So on this wall, I met a group of painters in the Manzanita area this past summer. And they're from the East Coast, and each year we choose a place to go and paint. And sometimes we'll go abroad. We've been to Ireland, we've been to Italy, and this year we came to the Oregon coast because none of them had been to the coast. And this is a day that since we cooked and lived together, etc., for a week, I stole off by myself. And I went inland a bit to Nehalem. And this dead-end, secluded place right by the bay. And it was me and these two elder gentlemen. And the birds were singing, and I was painting, and they were talking, and they were strolling. So that one's called Listening to the Songbirds Sing. So then we go next to the Cascade Siskiyou National Monument in the middle here. I started this painting down at one of the paint apps. And Katie Cocker, who is here tonight, facilitates that paint out. There she is. And we get to go into these amazing places that I never knew existed. So it's all around Ashland and below. And we hike in sometimes, we paint sometimes from our car, we go to private residences. And this one I painted, it's gouache on board, and then I brought it home, and that painting hung around my studio, and I kept looking at it, and looking at it, and finally I was just crossing the room at one point. I thought, it needs an elk. The painting just told me what to do, and sometimes that's what happens. It's the painting knows best. So let's see, where else do we want to go? Well, I think we've journeyed kind of a long way, and I'm ready for questions. But one thought is that I have ultimate respect for Mother Nature. It's full of hope and inspiration, and I turn to it to uplift my spirits.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay? You are so important to our community. Okay, questions?
Well, I have one about a very small piece, which is way back there. And it caught my eye because I think it's unique. It's the only one on leather in this show. So what motivated you?
Why leather? So, my daughter is a painter also. She comes up with all these different supplies, and she gets freebies here and there. And so one time we're painting together, and she says, "Here, Mom, try these." And they were little pieces of different colored leather. And I'm always up for a different surface. So I did that little barn painting on, it's hard to clip on your board because it's so small. But I did that little painting, and I just thought, ooh, this is nice. And that's done with a gouache. And so it's water-based. And it tends to be, it tends to soak into the leather and not just be on the surface like an acrylic. Okay, any other questions? Oh, there's got to be one more.
What range of years are we talking about for the show?
2 years.
This is just 2 years' worth.
So as my husband knows, I'm gone a lot. And I want to thank him because he is my ultimate framer and cleaner of glass. So shout out to him. And so he doesn't, it's really interesting because one of the things he says, I don't see the painting until it's framed. I don't get it. So, I have these paintings like all over my studio. It's just like, it's a mess. My studio's a mess. I'm a mess. But, I have clotheslines of finished work, until when I finish something, I put it on this clothesline. And walk in and doesn't say anything. But then, if he likes the painting after he's framed it, he says, "Oh, I like that painting." So I know that, I get a little bit of feedback.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Beth, I wondered if you could share the story about the painting behind you, about the
Oh,
cowboy.
the cowboy. Oh, I love this cowboy, and I think you wrote about it. So, what, on a trip to Diamond, which is near French Glen, Eastern Oregon, there are a lot of grazing cattle. And I stay at the old Diamond Hotel. And it's a great place to be, and they know me there now. And I have breakfast in the morning, and then I go out and paint. And then it's always a teary goodbye, and I jump into my truck and I head out the road. And on this occasion, which was last year, I was with my friend Debbie, and we just got on the road to come home, and I had a headache, and we got behind this cattle drive. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is gonna take hours, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. They're taking up the road. And so I drive up, and the cowboy comes back, and I roll down my window, and he says, "Well, ma'am, you can either stay behind and follow the cattle, or you can just plow through." And guess what I did? I just started herding the cattle, and these bulls are like looking at me sideways, and I'm snapping pictures, and it came from that experience.
Yeah.
And so it's just like all of these have so many stories. And thank you for being interested.
Did you get out of your car? Is that what you did? And
no.
walk through the
Oh no,
cattle?
I drove my red pickup
Oh,
through.
Of course you did.
And they slowly parted.
Well, you might get run over. That's
Wonderful.
smart.
Yeah.
But was this a photo then? You said you took some
So
photos?
I had photo references, yeah. So that was nice. Yeah.
The Savannah Oaks over there that you have around the corner here.
The Oak Savannah.
Oak Savannah, sorry. Can you speak to
Oh,
that?
so, we live on this incredible piece of land, and we have several areas that have these oak savannas. And so before the land was cleared, there were many, many of these. In fact, I did a whole project documenting oak savannas up the valley floor because David Douglas, who made the Doug fir, traveled up that way, and he documents these oak savannas. And so this oak savanna, one day, a painter friend, Eric Sandlin, came, and he said, "I want to paint that oak savanna." So I said, "Okay." And so we just stayed on the property, and I thought, well, I want to change up the palette because as you can see, I never use green out of the tube. I always mix my greens. So, but there's a lot of greens in Oregon, and I mix greens all the time. And I thought, okay, I'm going to use purple, and I'm going to use an ochre, And I can't remember what, there's a white in there. And it could be a burnt sienna and a raw sienna. So you get the blue and you get which is the purple, and then you get the burnt sienna that could be interpreted as a red, and then you get an ochre, which is a yellow. And so you get your three colors, and when you mix, you can do anything. It's like your printer, you know. Those are the only colors that the printer uses, plus black, you know. So that's the story behind the oak savannah.
So Beth, are you the one though who decides how things will be framed, even though he does the work? Like you have like the dimension of your matting, and like here you're mounting to a board instead of doing it a glass.
Yeah, I am a graphic designer too, also, and so the finished product for me, I'm a stickler. And if I don't like it, it goes. I take my mats back and reframe them. But yeah, I design and I pick out the mats and I pick out the frames, and yeah, they're all compiled, and then David puts them together. So, and here's a push for web picture frames.
Yeah.
They're great. Yeah. So, yes, Phyllis.
What's your relationship with wind?
Bungee cords.
I don't have a relationship. I suffer through it. I do. I hunker down. I know that I can't use a painting umbrella because, in fact, I don't use painting umbrellas until I got one from Susan the other day, and I used my painting umbrella. And painting umbrellas tend to if you're out in the sun, it filters the light. If you paint in the sun, your colors will look brighter and lighter in the sun, and then when you take it into your house, everything is muddy and dark. So you have to really be aware of what the sun is, and so I usually find some kind of respite and in the shadow of a tree or whatever. And with one time I was at the coast and I was painting the lighthouses, and it was so windy, and I was and my board's about this big, and I had a big watercolor piece of paper on it, and I just sat down and I put my feet against the board and I painted. And I mean, it's just sort of kind of figuring it out. I mean, we've all been there, and it's not fun, but when you only have one day to paint a spot and you're out there to paint, well then you paint. Right? Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.